bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
There are new studies that show how we can maintain our mental fitness as we age, and my next guest will fill us in. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Rebecca Cook, and this is Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is Bob Bird, owner of the Home Care Instead Senior Care, and our topic today is exercising and mental fitness. Thanks for joining us today, Bob.
Yeah, nice to be with you, Rebecca.
So as we age, we think about slowing down in many ways in our capacities, so we don't have to. Tell us why this is so important to keep an eye on.
Well, you know, for a long time we thought that as we age, we slow down. And, you know, the preponderance of evidence suggested that, you know, our brains are getting smaller, we're slowing down, we're not as mentally sharp as we used to be.
We're getting weaker.
All of those
Right.
things. And we're getting more forgetful. Interestingly, there have been a number of new studies, just recent, that really underscore the ability of us to stay very mentally sharp well into our senior years. And I think this is going to have some major important implications.
So it's possible. So tell us how we can do that in terms of, we'll start with, you know, being mentally fit.
Right. There are two types of exercises, both one being mental, the other being physical, that we can do, and both of these enhance our ability to stay, you know, mentally sharp in slightly different ways. For example, there are mental exercises, new puzzles, video games that are designed to stimulate the mind, or just going out and learning new things, which help the brain form new synapses. These are the connections between the cells in the brain. And forming new synapses helps us stay more mentally sharp. So there are a number of new techniques to do that, and these can have some very profound results. The other thing that is even more recent is that physical exercise is really connected to staying mentally at the top of our game. Not only physically being more active, and all of that stuff is terrific, but also it helps us be mentally more active.
So it
and
has
more
a similar effect on the brain?
It really does. What happens is that, and there was a recent study just released by Columbia University. For a long time we've known, anecdotally, that exercise is good. And we've also known from a laboratory standpoint that, you know, most of the experiments have tended to support that. But for the first time, we have hard evidence in human beings that the brain is possible to create new brain cells. What they did was they took a bunch of folks who had been couch potatoes, they gave them a very rigorous exercise regime.
And they watched the brain grow, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The blood flow to the part of the brain, the hippocampus, which is part of where we get our short-term memory from and certain cognitive abilities, that increased blood flow was shown through MRI research to actually regenerate brain cells.
And what will this mean in terms of impact as far as the working population and social issues?
Well, I think it's going to make a major impact. At least I hope it is, because I'm a senior and I'm getting to the point and I'm not ready to quit the game. But I think it shows that from a social standpoint and from a workforce standpoint, there are going to be a lot more elderly people that are very active and very productive for much longer. And this is going to have some pretty important implications in terms of Social Security, competition, all of those kinds of things.
And I'm sure in terms of quality of life for the elderly.
Absolutely. The more active you are, the more you're able to experience in life, the more enjoyment you get out of life. All of these things work together to really enhance one's experience.
So in general, use it or lose it, right?
Absolutely.
There's a reason for that phrase.
Yep.
And in terms of physical activity, of course, now we know that helps increase our mental activity as well.
And it keeps us safer longer.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Rebecca.
You're welcome. This hour's newsmaker has been Bob Bird, owner of Home Care Instead Senior Care. I'm Rebecca Cook for Comcast Newsmakers, which is seen exclusively on Comcast Cable. Thank you for joining us today.
benefit that allows people to stay in their own homes.